For over a century, the United States of America has stood as the world's most powerful nation, militarily, economically, and culturally. But what exactly makes the US so dominant? And more importantly, how has it maintained that dominance for so long, even as new challengers rise on the horizon? To understand America's global grip, we must peel back the layers of power, layer by layer, beginning with the foundation, military might. The military empire without colonies. The US doesn't control colonies the way old empires did. Instead, it controls influence. With over 750 military bases in more than 80 countries, the US has established a kind of global presence unmatched in history. From Germany to Japan, South Korea to Djibouti, American troops stand watch like chess pieces on a grand geopolitical board. Its military budget alone is staggering, more than the next 10 countries combined. With aircraft carriers that serve as floating cities, an unmatched nuclear arsenal, and cutting-edge cyber warfare units, the US projects power on land, sea, air, space, and even the digital realm. But raw power isn't the only card in America's deck. The dollar rules the world. The real backbone of US dominance lies not in its weapons, but in its money. Since World War II, the US dollar has been the global reserve currency. That means most of the world's trade, especially in oil and other commodities, is done in dollars. Countries stockpile US dollars, giving America the power to print money at will without immediate consequence. When the US places sanctions on a country, it doesn't just hurt that nation's trade. It can choke entire economies because global banks are tied to the American financial system. This financial power, quietly and effectively, allows the US to punish enemies without firing a single shot. The soft power game. America's movies, music, fashion, and social media shape culture across continents. From Hollywood blockbusters to Silicon Valley tech giants, American ideas and values are broadcast worldwide. English, thanks in large part to the US, is the language of business, diplomacy, and the internet. American universities attract the brightest minds from around the globe. Its tech companies, Google, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, don't just sell products, they shape reality itself. This is soft power, and it's just as powerful as any missile. Strategic alliances and global policing. America doesn't act alone. It has built a vast web of alliances, NATO, AUKUS, the Quad, and countless bilateral agreements that ensure it's always surrounded by allies. In return, many countries depend on US security guarantees. Whether it's Japan relying on American defense or Europe sheltering under the NATO umbrella, these alliances allow the US to act as global policemen, intervening in conflicts, enforcing rules, and sometimes writing those rules. From Iraq to Ukraine, American involvement has shaped the outcome of major events, whether for better or worse. The innovation machine, ER. Dominance isn't just maintained with weapons or money, it's sustained through innovation. The US has invested heavily in research and development, producing everything from the internet to GPS, stealth technology to AI. It has Silicon Valleys, research universities, defense labs, and a culture of entrepreneurship that churns out breakthrough after breakthrough. And behind many global revolutions, digital, medical, military, stands American innovation, quietly reshaping the world. Psychological supremacy. But perhaps the most underestimated factor of US dominance is perception. For decades, America has marketed itself as the land of freedom, democracy, and opportunity. Whether real or idealized, this image draws people in. Even America's enemies often send their children to study in American universities. This psychological edge makes US power appear legitimate to many. It's the difference between ruling by fear and ruling by influence. But is this power fading? Still, cracks are forming. China is rising, Russia is defiant, economic inequality is growing. Internally, America faces political divisions, debt, and social unrest. But here's the truth. Dominance doesn't end overnight. It's a slow erosion. Battle by battle, trade by trade, innovation by innovation. Yet, even with challengers at the gates, the United States still holds the strongest hand in the global game of power, and for now, the world continues to orbit around it. What do you think? Is America's dominance sustainable? Or are we witnessing the early chapters of a new world order?